do astronauts throw a party? They plan it. And this is Balloon Animal Lessons number 88. Hello Balloon World, I'm Michael Flood, your balloon twister, and this time I want to teach you how to make a balloon rocket ship. This is a really cool design. It only uses 3 balloons and it's guaranteed to impress any interstellar travelers you may come across. Let me show you how to make it. For this design you'll need 3 balloons. I'm using a white 260 for the body of a rocket ship, a red 160 for the fins, and a yellow 160 for the exhaust or the fire that comes out of the end. We're going to start with the body of our rocket. Get your white 260 and inflate it halfway. Let some air out and tie. Give it a squeeze and a stretch. We need 2 pinch twists right off the bat, so make 2 1-inch bubbles. They should be about the same size. We're going to take the knot and wrap it into this seam. And then we're going to take the slack and go through the middle and around once. This will pinch twist those 2 bubbles for us, giving us a nice base to attach the exhaust onto later. Give the balloon another squeeze and a stretch because we want this to be soft. Now we're going to go up about 5 inches, twist a section there. Now we need another 2 pinch twists. So we're going to make a 1-inch bubble, another 1-inch bubble, and we're going to fold those over. We're going to pinch it and pull it and twist them together. We're going to give this balloon a squeeze so it's soft, and we're going to thread it through the seam there. Once should be enough, but once you go once around, go ahead and rotate those a couple of times. Now we need to make another section this long. Once again, we want it to be soft and straight. Fold it down, find that part where it meets it there on the bottom, and twist a section there. So these 2 here should be about the same size. Now twist this seam into this seam. Now we need 1 more just like that. So we need another 5-inch section, soft and straight. Fold it down. Find that part where it meets those 2 bubbles there on the bottom. And these 2 here should be the same size. So twist this seam into this seam. There we go. I only want a little bit of the bubble here on the end, so I'm going to twist a small bubble off, about that much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it off down here, leaving myself a little bit of slack. Let some air out, and I can tie that. So there's the end of my rocket. I want to twist that back into here. I'm going to position it there at the top of the pinch twist, in between. And to keep it from pulling back this way, I'm going to take that slack, I'm going to wrap it around and back down and under. The reason I do that is that it counterbalances the tension pulling it this way, with tension pulling it that way. You might be wondering, why did we break it off and tie it just to attach it back to the spot where we broke it off from? Well, I like that clean end right there. There's no knot. If we had kept it where it was, we would have had to break it off and then tied a knot there. But there we go, we have the body of our rocket. Next, we're going to make the fins for our rocket. Get your red 160 and inflate it almost all the way, but leave about a 1-inch tail. Let some air out and tie. Give it a squeeze and a stretch. We're going to take the knot of our red 160 and attach it to the bottom part of our rocket body, right where those 2 pinch twists are. Now we need to make a small section, about 2 inches. Follow that up with a 1-inch bubble. You can even go smaller if you like, maybe half an inch. Now I like to make a section that's about 4 inches long. Follow that up with 2 pinch twists, each about half an inch. 2 bubbles, fold it over. And just like we did with the rest of the body, we're going to roll this through there. It's important to hold on to both sides so it doesn't come unraveled on you. You'll notice sometimes I'm holding it against my body to free up my hand. That way I can work on it without it coming unraveled. But there we have 1 fin. I know it doesn't look like much right now, but it will look like more. Now we need to make another one, but in reverse. We're going to make this section here first. So I'm going to fold the balloon over. And right there, I'm going to make another section that same length. So these two here should be the same size. Now I'm gonna make that small bubble. So these two here should be about the same size. Now to make this bubble here. If it's not perfect, it's okay. Now these two here should be about the same size. I'm gonna twist this seam here into this seam here. You'll notice that now that I twisted it back to the pinch twist there on the bottom of the body, it's not gonna come undone on me anymore. But I need one more fin. So just like I did before, I measure it by holding it against it. I get that one there on the bottom, the little bubble, and then the longer section. So they should be about the same length. I'm gonna twist this seam here into these two pinch twists. I don't need the rest of this, so I can break it off. Can save that for another balloon animal some other time. Now comes the fun part. We're gonna open up these body pieces and feed the fins through them. So grab one fin and feed it through a hole out to the other side. We want those pinch twists there to be inside the body. Now we do that with another one of these coming out of the other side. This can be tricky and might take a little bit of practice. But it shouldn't be too difficult. And there we go. We have the fins for our body. You notice they meet right here where the pinch twist here on the bottom, and those pinch twists there in the middle are tucked away so you don't really get to see them, and it looks like the fins are coming out of the body. How cool does that look? Now it's time to add our exhaust. For our exhaust, I'm using a yellow 160. Inflate it halfway. Let some air out and tie. Give it a squeeze and a stretch. I like to fold it over, however long I want my exhaust, and then from that point up, I candy cane it. And I twist it right where the knot is, and then I twist the knot into that twist. And I tuck it through, and then I break it off high. Save that for another time, and then tie a knot to keep it from coming undone on me. So there I have a nice clean end for my exhaust. Now it's time to take our exhaust and attach it to a rocket ship. We're going to take the slack here where the knots are, and we're going to twist them right here into those two pinch twists there on the end. And then once we have one tied in, we're going to slip it up into there. We can use the other slack to wrap it in the other way. By having two different pieces of slack wrapped into that from different sides of those two pinch twists, it balances it, one pulling this way and one pulling that way, so it's not going to be off tilt. But there we go, one rocket ship made out of balloons. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And while you're down there, let me know what you want to learn next. Is this something you'll use? I want to know. If you enjoyed this video, click the thumbs up button. If you want more balloon animal lessons, check out the playlist here and subscribe to my channel. I do new balloon animal lessons every Monday. I'm Michael Floyd, your balloon twister. Remember, anything can be made out of balloons, even a rocket ship. Whoosh.